Travis Wingoodsill. I did an earlier video, and I'm deciding not to publish it. It was a combination of videos, and the subject matter was just too priceless to mix a bunch of different topics, as the main topic was at the end. So I'm redoing it here. I guess I should put it back on the screen. But let me repeat, Mormons. It doesn't matter how you interpret symbols. If it's a worldwide understood symbol, you don't get to redefine it for the rest of the world to adopt as the new definition and symbol meaning for something. And with the inverted pentagram, that's exactly what Mormons have done. And so when, whoops, wrong mirror. And so with the inverted pentagram, Mormons are pretending to be ignorant and innocent and naive and in reinterpreting the inverted pentagram. But Mormons, you can't change what those who worship Lucifer, who have as their symbol the inverted pentagram. When they come to Utah and they're driving up State Street past the Seagull Gate, they're going to recognize the symbol of Lucifer pointing directly at the state capitol. There is no doubt and question in their mind as to what that means and symbolizes. Their Lord and Master has taught them what it means. And so you don't get to redefine it and say, oh, well, you're in Utah now, you have to go by our created language. Doesn't work that way. And so Luciferians, Satan worshippers, all know that what that means is that Lucifer's church controls the state government. And so when you go and get your pictures taken at your wedding day at the Salt Lake Temple, as I did, you stand at the entrances, the old entrances to the Salt Lake Temple, the doors. And at the top of the door, again, the inverted pentagram, as all those who enter therein are entering into the temple of Lucifer. That's how Luciferians understand it. That's how they see it. That's how they've been taught and raised to know it. And it's not Mormons who can say, well, you know, I don't think I like that. That seems kind of negative. And we want to be positive, and we want to always talk about Jesus. You don't get to change the name of Lucifer to Jesus just because you don't like the name Lucifer. It doesn't work that way. And so that's been a huge issue. Alright, here we are. By its beat. Come on, where is it? Where is it? Looking for necking and petting. Necking and petting. Did I go too far? Go too far. Necking and petting. Vessels. Come on. There it is. I lost it on the other one because my intended focus was on R-rated movies as idol gods. As Nelson presented the Christus as the idol god. Again, placing Jesus, the Christus, the idol, on top of the church, which he made the cornerstone. And you can't argue with me on this. You can't put a thumbs down and say, I don't like you saying this about the church, Travis. Nelson said it. It was his sign. He gave the symbolism. It's him. He put the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints as the logo in the cornerstone that he called the cornerstone. And then he placed Jesus on top. And it's just, you can't change truth, Mormons. And so here again, we have Benson. And this just, I lost it when I saw this, looking for R-rated movies. And I'm going to read it to you exactly from the churchofjesuschrist.org site. Study, General Conference, 1986-04, to the youth of the noble birthright. Language equals English. It's from the church. I am not creating this. I am not making this up. You can see it for yourselves. All Mormons know this talk. Among the most common sexual sins our young people commit are necking and petting. And so he throws that out, and as a 16-year-old Aaronic priesthood, because that's who he's speaking to, I'm like, necking and petting? What is necking and petting? I have no idea. I pet dogs. How is that a sin? I don't understand. What is necking and petting? I'm confused, and so I miss the rest of the paragraph here. And then catch up when he says R-rated movies, and goes on to music, etc. Because Metallica just came out with Master of Puppets. Not only do these improper relations often lead to fornication, pregnancy, and abortions. Pay close attention to the way it's worded. You can listen to his video of this in case you think that the church service missionaries in the curriculum department back then, who were in charge of typing out the talks, may have made a mistake, left the word out. Listen to the video. It's the same. All. What is all referring to? Fornication, pregnancy, and abortions. All ugly sins. No pregos allowed in the Mormon church. Oh my God. And so it's clear they're going to implement what they did on Krypton. From the too short-lived series Krypton. So that you don't have to. Oh my God. So yes, you can't make this up. You can't just say, well, he meant to say. No, he didn't mean to say. He said it. It wasn't corrected. It wasn't edited. It was put in as is. When James E. Faust spoke directly to the apostles in his last conference talk and told them, you do not go contrary to the president of the church. You do not come up with your own commandments. You do not come up with your own laws and revelations. You follow the president. You won't find it. It's gone. It's been edited. Elder Pullman in 1984 gave a conference talk. You won't find it in conference. And it's just gone. The conference was shorter that time. But he separated the church from the gospel in his original talk. They forced him to change it. And then they had, for a time, put the change on the website. Until a certain person brought it up in a lawsuit against the church. And it's gone now. They took it out, thinking that, oh, okay, now he doesn't have the evidence. No, I had the evidence. That's why I presented it in my court case. You can't destroy evidence. I've got the evidence. You've got to destroy me. You failed. The assassins you sent to have me murdered failed. And we can, any day now, today or tomorrow, I am expecting the brand new judge in the case, if you've been following, to give the order for me against the church, because they were 24 days late. And so, yeah, you can't change truth, Mormons. Oh, change what is truth, 'tis the fairest gem. You can't do that. Truth doesn't work like that. You don't get to redefine truth. You don't get to alter it, change it, manipulate it, whatever. Truth is truth independent of you. You have to search for truth and have to embrace the truth and spread the truth. And instead, Mormons choose to spread lies, deceptions, and hate. And pregnancy is a sin, women. Getting you pregnant is not a sin. We men are innocent. but you being pregnant. But the tragic part is that's not far from true. I'm supposed to be making fun of that, but it's not. That's why BYU went through this whole, oh, okay, fine, we'll change. Please don't be angry at us. You know, women were getting punished for getting raped. They'd go and report, I got raped. Oh, well, okay, so you had a man in your apartment. Well, that's a violation of school policy, so you're going to have to be booted out of school, you're evicted, and you're going to have to see your bishop about the sexual sin you committed. And women during the Me Too movement, well, I guess it was right before the Me Too movement. They stood up to BYU and protested and got them to change. But I mean, my God, that's how it works. Men gets away, women have to pay. Pregnancy is an ugly sin, not just a sin, an ugly sin. I'm sorry, Benson, but we men empathize with women on this, not with you. As there's a porn fetish for pregos. Oh man, that's just priceless. And so yeah, I really need to do a whole history and video on pornography and how it's the greatest con of sin and idol worship. And it didn't come from the church, but the church embraced it. Benson, right here. Oh, dear God. So this is the revision of the video, and it's 15 minutes instead.